computer. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Priscilla. I'm a native English speaker, and I live in the U.S. Today, we're going to have a basic lesson. It's easy to read, and my goal for the participants is to have everyone be able to answer in complete sentences and answer or respond appropriately. As I said, I'm Dr. Priscilla. I'm a native English speaker, and I have joining me today Jamie, who is also a native English speaker. So
Hello
Jamie,
there.
take a moment and introduce yourself. He's an English teacher as well.
My name is Jamie. I live in a state called Connecticut, which is in the northeastern United States. I have a Bachelor of Arts in Communications. I can speak many languages. I don't know what else to say, Priscilla.
Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. I'm really happy that you're here. And Homa is our student for today. So Homa,
excellent.
I'm going to ask Jamie to read both pages first. Then I will ask you to read both pages. I will read both pages. And the reason we're taking this type of time is because it is a small class with just yourself. So I want you to be able to leave this session today feeling confident in your ability to talk about something that is easy to read, easy to understand, and respond to. So Jamie, would you read first, please?
All right. Fall. It is fall. Leaves fall down. Animals get ready for winter. Some animals eat as much as they can. They need to store food because it is scarce in the winter. Squirrels and chipmunks gather nuts so they will have enough food for the winter.
Okay. Jamie, could you read this sentence again? I'm not so sure.
Okay. They need to store fat because food is scarce in the winter.
Very good. Okay, Homa, can you read the exact same thing?
All of them, or you start?
You'll start here. Color. Start here. It is fall.
Okay. Fall. It's fall. Leaves fall. Zoom. Fall down. Animals get ready for winter. Some animals eat as much as they can. They need to store food because food is source in the winter.
Continue. Squirrels.
Squirrel and chimneys gather nuts so they will have enough food for the winter.
Okay, Jamie, I don't think you read this page, did you?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so tell Homa what this word is.
Squirrels.
And this one?
Chipmunks.
Okay, so it's squirrels and chipmunks. So now, Homa, I will read and you will listen. When I get to a period, Homa, I will pause for about 2 seconds. When I get to commas, I pause for about 1 second. It is fall. Leaves fall down. Animals get ready for winter. Animals eat as much as they can. They need to store fat because food is scarce in the winter. Squirrels and chipmunks gather nuts so they will have enough food for the winter. Okay. Now, Homa, as we look at this picture, here, we see that there is first maybe a chipmunk, a raccoon, and a squirrel. What do you think they are doing? What are they doing?
Don't forget the deer, Priscilla. There's a deer.
And there's a deer and a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
The deer too.
They are طول أول chair. They are mm, find the food for winter. They want to make some sauce for some sauce and something for next time, and they save that foods.
Okay, so you could say, Homa, they are finding food for the winter. They are getting food to store for the winter. These are good sentences that you should be able to see that I've written and then say. So, Homa, what are these animals doing? What are these animals doing, Homa?
Which one?
All of them. What are they doing?
They are eating. They are eating something fruits. I can't see that which what they eat, but I think there is some of food.
Okay, so look at what I'm underlining. They are finding food for the winter. What are they doing?
Which one?
You will say they are finding food for the winter. Jamie, do you see what I've typed?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want you to read what I just typed,
Let
Homa.
me move. Okay. They're finding food for the winter. They're getting food to store for the winter.
Okay, could you say that, Homa?
They're finding food. Hold on. Okay.
Homa?
They are finding food for winter.
For the winter.
For the
Okay.
winter.
So, Homa, what we're trying to do is to get good sentence and a good sentence structure. I want you to be able to say it structurally correct, sound, and with the fluency. What are the animals doing, Homa?
What?
What are the animals doing?
They are
Mhm.
they
Finding.
are
They are
finding
finding food.
they are finding food for the winter.
Perfect. They are finding food for the winter. Listen to the rhythm. They are finding food for the winter. What are the animals
They are
doing?
finding food for the winter.
Very good. Or you could say they are getting food to store for the winter. What are the animals doing, Homa?
They are finding food for the winter.
Okay. So, Jamie, when I ask you what the animals are doing, you will answer differently. Jamie, what are the animals doing?
They're getting food to store for the winter.
All right. So, Homa, do you notice that there are different ways to say the same thing?
Yes, they are getting some food for the winter.
They're very good. That is another way to say the same thing. So let me type what you said. Jamie, can you come up with a different way to say what are the animals doing, Jamie? Not too long, not something too difficult because she will have to choose to say them.
They are looking for food for the winter.
Good. Now, this question is not one that is in the book, and the answer will not be there either. Homa, why are the animals looking for food for the winter? Why are they looking for food for the winter? Why?
Because the winter is mm, very cool. The animal, يا أخي the mm, the animal can't go outside the home and getting uh, food for themselves on the winter, because the winter weather is so cool, and the animals I think the animals is can get this mm, can get go outside the uh, cool weather.
Okay. So, Homa, you gave me a lot of answers, and they were starting with something and then something else and something else. So your answer should be maybe 10 words or less. What are the animals? Why are the animals looking for food? Just get one sentence in your mind and tell me, why are the animals looking for food?
Uh, the winter is cool because they saving the foods for themselves.
Okay. So in our book, we saw that they are saving the food, but this is what we want to think about. Since we've read the text, some animals eat as much as they can. They store fat because food is scarce in the winter. So a good answer might be something like this. We're going to try and use the vocabulary words from the story. Answer. The animals are looking for food. The animals are looking for food because they will, remember the word, store the food for them to eat in the winter. Now we have to know what the word store actually means. So Jamie, can you give us a good definition of the word store? What does it mean to store?
To save, or to save food.
Okay, so we're using the word store, Homa, and we're going to be saving our food. Do you understand what the word store mean, Homa?
No, what is the meaning of store?
Okay, Jamie, can you tell her again what the meaning of store
To
is?
save up for later. Save for later.
Okay, to store means to save up for later. Do you understand?
Yes, some sources for saving the foods.
So why would the animals want to store their food? Why would they want to store their food? Why? Why would the animals want to store their food? Why would the animals want to store their food? Jamie, why would the animals want to store their food?
So they can have it for later, so that they can survive, so they can live.
Did you hear his answer? Homa? Hey, Adila, welcome to class. How are you, Adila? How are you, Adila?
Why?
Adila, hello. Adila, are you able to speak? Okay, we can't hear you, so we're going to go on. So the answer, Homa, would be the animals want to store their food because the weather, what did you say, Jamie? Because
it's cold. It's cold.
Because the weather is cold and difficult, and food, well, the word is scarce, and food is scarce, C-A-R-C, in winter. Okay, so this is one reason why they would want to store their food. So the question now becomes, Homa, why would animals want to store their food? Homa, why would
As
animals?
my opinion, okay, as my opinion, the animals because store the foods and another time for winter, I think they will sleep in winter uh, because they are saving the food now.
So Jamie has given you the answer. The animals want to store their food because the weather is cold and food is scarce in the winter. My goal for you, Homa, is to be able to speak with fluency and good pronunciation and a good response. So your answer could be because the weather is cold and food is scarce. Of course, I also want you to be able to add more to your sentence to give you speaking practice. So what you're going to say is something like this. You're going to say, the animals want to store their food because the weather is cold and food is scarce in winter. Do you understand, Homa?
Yes, I will say now.
Okay, and wait, Jamie, could you ask Homa the question? Why would
the animals want to store food for the winter?
answer?
The animals want to store their foods because the weather is cold.
And food is scarce in winter.
Mhm.
And food is scarce in winter.
What does the word scarce mean, Homa?
Scarce mean sources.
Well, scarce doesn't mean sources. Scarce means something isn't available. But an example of something that isn't available could be resources. So what is the definition of scarce? Adela, are you able to speak now? Adela, are you able to speak now? Okay, maybe Adela is not able to speak and we'll just continue. So the word scarce means not a lot of something. Scarce means not a lot of something. Okay. So when Jamie asked, why would animals want to store their food? It is because animals want to store their food because the weather is cold and food is scarce in winter. My goal, Homa, is for you to sound natural, not as if you're reading. Okay. Jamie, ask her the question again.
Why would the animals want to store their food for the winter?
The animals want to store their foods because the weather is cold and food and scarce in winter.
That word is scarce, scarce, scarce.
Scarce.
No,
Scarce.
scare. No, let's try to pronounce it correctly. Let me see if I can help you with it. S-K.
Yeah.
Scarce. Can you say scarce? Scarce. Scarce.
Scarce.
Oma, can you pronounce the word scarce?
Scarce.
Okay, once more.
Scarce.
Once more.
Scarce.
Good, scarce. Jamie, ask Homa the question again.
Why would the animals want to store their food for the winter?
The animals want to store their foods because the weather is cold and food is scarce in winter.
Okay, that word is scarce. Scarce. Scarce.
Scare.
That's
Okay,
close
so
enough, Priscilla.
no, it's not. The class is pronunciation, Jamie. So
All right, sorry.
So when we have the classes, if we accept anything less than what is perfect,
Gotcha.
they fail to get better because they continue to practice. I understand exactly what she wants, and you should know this too, Jamie. They want to be fluent in English.
Definitely.
Okay. So why would animals want to store their food in winter? The animals want to store their food in winter because the weather is cold and food is scarce in winter. Adila, are you able to speak now? Adela, at any point, okay, let me see. I think you're putting something in chat. Let me see what you're writing in chat.
It's from Azerbaijan.
It's what?
Hello, I'm Adela from Azerbaijan.
Oh, I don't see anything. Okay,
Then,
Adela is from Azerbaijan. So Adela, are you able to speak? If you're not able to speak, that's okay because we cannot hear you. And the only way that we can hear you is that you would have a working microphone. You would have a working microphone, and maybe you don't have one of those. Okay, well, we're going to now go back to the top. Jamie is going to find questions to ask. And Homa, you can practice answering. Let me go through it first. Jamie and I will go through it first. So let me put in a question here. Question. What are the animals doing? Okay, so Jamie, you can ask the question.
what are the animals doing?
The animals are finding food for the winter. Jamie, go here. Your question, Jamie?
Okay. Why are the animals storing food for the winter?
Okay. They are storing or getting food for the winter. So it should have been, what are they doing?
Okay, sorry.
It was me that typed it wrong. So let me see if I can get this one out. Okay, so then it becomes what? Okay, so ask me again, Jamie.
What are the animals doing?
The animals are getting food for the winter. What would the question be, Jamie?
What are the animals doing?
But we just did that one.
Oh.
So the answer is they're looking for food. Okay, here you go. What season?
What season is it? Or what season are they storing food for?
Good.
I see Adela on that camera.
Okay, but I can't hear her speak. Ask her if she can speak. Adela, can you speak?
Adela, can you speak?
Okay, let's go with this one. What season are they storing food for?
What season are they storing food for?
The season they are storing food for is winter.
Very good.
Next one, Jamie.
Why are the animals looking for food?
Because the animals are looking for food because they will store the food for, they will store the food to eat in the winter.
Why would the animals want to store their food?
The animals would want to store their food because the weather is cold and food is scarce in winter. Okay? All right. So, Adila, what we're doing now, we've read the article and we were getting questions, hoping that the participants would be able to respond in great sentences with fluency. Jamie will read the entire story again on pages, well, the 2 pages, and then he will ask Homa questions. And then Homa in return will ask Jamie questions. Try to make your answers responsive to whatever question you're being asked. Could you read, Jamie? Fall?
Yeah. It is fall. It is fall. Leaves fall down. Fall down. Animals get ready for winter. Some animals eat as much as they can. They need to store fat because food is scarce in the winter. Squirrels and chipmunks gather nuts so they'll have enough food for the winter.
Okay, so Adela, if you are able to read, I'll give you the opportunity to read now. If not, we'll continue. So I'll listen to see if you will try to start to read. Okay. I think you still don't have the ability to read, so we're going to continue. Jamie, do you want to ask the question, or would you prefer Homa to ask you the question?
Either or, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so why don't we start with you asking her the question, and call her name so she'll know you're talking to her. Homa?
Homa, what are the animals doing?
They are finding food for the winter. They are getting food to store for the winter.
Okay, so Homa, since we gave you two answers, you could say they are finding food for the winter and they're getting food to store for the winter, to make it like a conjunctioned sentence. Very good. It sounded a little natural, but I could tell that you were still reading. I know that you're reading, but it should sound as if you're not. Okay, Jamie, continue with your questions.
What are the animals doing?
They are getting food for the winter.
Okay, can you say that, Homer, without even looking at it? They are getting food for the winter. They are getting food for the winter.
They are getting food for the winter. They are getting food for the winter.
Okay, ask her again, Jamie, and let's listen to see how natural she sounds.
What are the animals doing?
They are getting food for the winter.
Yes, that sounds natural. Very good. Okay, continue. Jamie?
Oh, what season are they storing food for?
They are looking food for the winter.
They are doing what?
They are looking for food for winter.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Ask her again, Jamie. What season are they storing food?
What season are they storing for, Hoda?
They are looking. Okay. They are looking for food for the winter.
Very natural. Okay, Jamie?
Why are the animals looking for food?
Because they will store the food for them to eat in the winter.
Okay, let's try it again and leave out that part that is for them. Let's leave this out. Ask her again, Jamie.
Why are the animals looking for food?
Because they will store the food to eat in the winter.
Okay, ask her again. Try to sound natural.
Why are the animals looking for food?
Because they will store the food to eat in the winter.
Awesome. Jamie?
Same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Why would the animals want to store their food?
The animal wants to store the food because the weather is cool and the winter is scare in the winter.
What is this word? Scarce.
Yeah.
Scarce.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Now let's change it around. And Homa, ask Jamie the questions. Jamie, answer the questions without looking. It doesn't have to be exactly as it is here, but it needs to be very similar. I know that you can do this naturally, but I want Homa to hear the flow of fluency.
Okay.
Homa, you're asking the questions now.
Okay. What are the animals doing?
They're finding food for the winter.
What are the animals doing?
They're getting food for the winter.
What are the reason of the storing food?
What is this word? What is this word?
Season.
Okay, season. What season?
Season. What season are they storing food for?
Again, Homa, read it again.
What are season?
No. Read what you see him. What season?
What? Oh, okay. What season are they storing food for?
They're storing food for the winter.
Why are the animals looking for food?
Because they are storing the food in order to eat in the winter.
Why would the animals want to store their food?
Because the weather is cold and the food is scarce.
Okay, very good. Now, Jamie, look at the questions. Do not ask them in any particular order.
Mm-hmm.
Homa, you should be able to answer most of these without looking. You will not see an answer. I will not point to where he's asking your question. Jamie, just ask her a few questions.
Okay.
Homa,
Why,
Homa.
why are the animals looking for food, Homer?
Why animal?
The answer should be in your head. You should know the answer now, by now. That's my goal.
She can do it.
Yeah, you can do it, Homa. Look at the picture. Why are the animals looking for food? Why are they looking for food?
Why looking for food? Okay, because they will store the food to eat them in winter.
Okay, well, you gave too many words, but it is because they want to eat the food in winter. Jamie?
What season are they storing food for?
They are looking for food in the winter.
Great.
Nice. Why would the animals want to store their food?
Because the animals want to store the food because the weather is cool and the cold and food is scarce in the winter.
It's scarce.
Scarce.
Scarce in the winter.
Scarce.
Okay,
Scarce.
now, Homa, did you understand what we read about today?
Yes, yes.
All right, and this was a simple story. Now, I want you to tell me about this story. I want you to think about what you're going to say before you say it, because I only want you to say it one time. I don't want you to repeat. It isn't anything that is written down. In this story, we learned that animals store food in the winter. They store food in the winter because food is scarce. Whatever you want to say, maybe 3 things and that's it, but do not repeat. Stop, think, speak. Jamie, the animals, the story we read today is about animals storing food for the winter.
Yeah.
Or you could say this animals stored food in the winter because it is scarce. We read that the season is winter and animals store food. Just a symbolic or simple synopsis or simple summary of what we learned today. Jamie.
Yes, Priscilla.
Summarize what we learned today. Do not make it long.
We learned that animals store food in the fall so that they can survive in the winter.
Very good. He introduced a new word. He introduced the word survive. Okay, give us another example, Jamie.
This shows what animals do with their food to survive the winter.
Okay, so you can see, Homa, there are many ways to say the same thing. Now you try, Homa.
We learn about how we learn about the animals store the food because food is scarce in the winter.
Very good. Now, there was a little hesitation, but that was almost perfect. Tell me again what we learned today, Homa.
We learned today about the animals' food um, to store animal foods because the food is scarce in the winter.
Okay, we learned today that animals store their food because food is scarce in the winter. All right, any questions before we end our class for today? Homa, any questions? Do you have any questions, Homa?
No, but I want to, teacher, I want to learn some conversation sentences. If you write, I will note in my notebook. I will learn.
Okay, so Homa, that sounds like that would be a paid class unless it's something that I would be teaching. When you give me something specific that you want to learn and I'm not teaching that, you can certainly get that in a paid class. So let me ask you about today's class. Did you enjoy today's class?
Today class was very good. I learned more things and more words and more frequency words,
Mhm.
and I practiced some frequency and frequency skills. Thank you so much for your hard work
Okay,
to
it
me.
is my pleasure. So I want you to, in the next session, I want you to invite friends to come. We have the free classes every single day. All that you need to do is let me know that you want to attend and participate. Adila, if you'd like to type something in the chat, I will try and read it. Unfortunately, you were not able to speak today. I thought today's class was very good. It was short and it's something that is very good for beginners, especially those who have difficulty in formulating basic, simple.
Well done, Homer. Well done.
Yes, Jamie?
Well done, Homer. Congratulations.
Okay, so Jamie says congratulations. Jamie, do you have any final words for today?
Not really. Thanks, Priscilla. It's always a pleasure to see
It's
you.
always a pleasure to have you join me in a class. All right, Adila, thank you so much. I see that you're not typing anything. I hope that you did enjoy today's session. It is my pleasure, and I hope to see you all again in tomorrow's session. Until then, Homa, please remember to type a comment in the Facebook about what you learned and experienced today, and we'll talk again very, very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.